Are you listening?
Welcome to another episode of the Nerf Report, your go-to source for all of the week's gaming news, nerfed down into one show once a week, so you can worry less about reading the news and focus more on playing those video games like Anthem or Apex. Or if you're watching this 5 years from now, what the hell are you doing? Uncharted 5 looks fantastic. Stop watching this video and get back to playing that game. On this week's episode, Xbox has plans to introduce a next-generation console at E3, and Game Pass might be coming to the Nintendo Switch. But before we talk about any of that, here are your top headlines. First up this week, President of Nintendo North America, Reggie Fils-Aimé, has announced that after 15 years of working at Nintendo, he will officially be retiring. In a video on Twitter, Reggie said, "Thank you for the never-ending support and for your passionate love of Nintendo. And personally, for giving me a Mushroom Kingdom full of incredible memories that I will never forget, ever. For these past 15 years, I have been honored to be included in your family, just as you understand that Nintendo always tries to put smiles on faces. Well, let me tell you, you have put thousands of smiles on mine." Reggie Fils-Aimé first joined Nintendo back in 2014 when the Game Boy Advance and the GameCube were the major players in the market at that time. And looking back on everything that Reggie has been through, what a ride it has been. Replacing Reggie Fils-Aimé is the current Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Doug Bowser. And honestly, this passing of the torch is bittersweet for me. Reggie has always been a great leader for Nintendo, and I'm sure that Doug Bowser is going to knock it out of the park. But since the start of the Nerf Report, Reggie has always been a great source of content for us. Like, one of our first segments was his 2017 E3 Nintendo Direct, in which we took his presentation and accused him of trying to attempt some form of mind control.
The game is fun. The game is a battle. The game is fun. The game is a battle. The game is fun.
So, here's to Reggie Fils-Aimé. May your retirement be full of journeys larger than the ones that you have given us.
But the game is also something else. It's a journey. The game is fun.
Also this week, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 just received its largest update since the launch of the game in the form of Operation Grand Heist. Operation Grand Heist launched on the PlayStation 4 on February 19th, and it brought a new specialist called the Outrider, new map updates to Blackout, and brand new weapons. One of the most notable additions to Black Ops 4 is in the form of Hot Pursuit mode, which introduces a new respawn mode for Blackout, along with 3 new vehicles in the form of the SUV, PBR, and the muscle car. Operation Grand Heist is available right now for PlayStation owners, with Xbox One and PC owners getting access on February 26th. Well, it looks like Google has some pretty big plans for this year's Game Developer Conference in San Francisco, as it was announced that they plan to unveil Project Yeti and Project Stream at this year's conference. This week, Google sent out invitations for Tuesday, March 19th, for a gather-around in which many are speculating that the long-rumored Google console, Project Yeti, and the Netflix-style video game streaming service, aka Project Stream, will be making an appearance. Now, if you remember correctly, we've already seen the early stages of Project Stream, when last year Google gave beta testers the ability to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey for free using their Google Chrome browsers. However, in the case of Project Yeti, very little is known, as rumors range from a Chromecast with a gaming controller or a full-on brand new gaming console. And finally for this week, Fallout 76 was in the news. Hey! Get your finger away from that dislike button, okay? Just because we have to talk about Fallout 76 doesn't mean that you get to dislike this video. So instead, like this video right now. I'm waiting. Actually, we're running out of time, so I'm just going to go on with the news, and if you like the video later on, kudos. This week marked the 100th day since the launch of Fallout 76, and to celebrate, Bethesda announced a 2019 roadmap for brand new content coming to the game. This spring will be titled The Wild Appalachia, which features a new mythical beast, a lost generation of scouts, brewing and distilling, player vending, a new in-game camera, legendary vendors, the Fasnacht Parade, new quests, and encounters. Following up this spring is, well, you guessed it, this summer, which will include a new game mode called Nuclear Winter, along with the openings of Vault 96 and Vault 94 raids, and a brand new prestige system for players over level 50. And wrapping up 2019 is the Wastelanders update, in what is being billed as the most ambitious update to Fallout 76. Please don't break the game. The update features new main quest lines, new factions, new events, and plenty of more surprises.
Now for something completely different. Yeah.
Xbox. This generation for Xbox could easily be a brand new script for a Rocky Balboa movie. They suffered an unfortunate knockout after the announcement of the Xbox One. The team worked hard and rigorously trained to launch brand new services like Xbox Early Access, Xbox Crossplay, Xbox Game Pass, and Xbox backwards compatibility. With all of this hard work leading up to the rematch of the ages, PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox 2, or whatever they decide to call it. Well, with the next generation of gaming quickly approaching, the rumor mills are firing at an all-time high, so let's dive into the swampy bucket of speculation in a recurring segment that we like to call Roses Are Red, Violets Are Blue. Let's talk about the Xbox 2. This week, Brad Sams over at Thurrott.com posted an article in which he speculates that Microsoft will talk next-gen consoles at this year's E3. In the article, Brad writes, Microsoft will not be shipping the next-generation consoles until the fall of 2020, but the company is preparing to talk more about the hardware this year at E3 2019, according to people familiar with the company's plans. Don't expect to hear pricing just yet, but the company wants it to be known that they are moving full steam ahead with the upcoming Lockhart and Anaconda devices, and will begin to peel back the onion on these two devices. Project Lockhart and Anaconda are, of course, the code names for the two, that's right, not one, two next-gen consoles that Xbox is planning to launch. Lockhart being the cheaper discless console as a service option, and Anaconda being the next-gen console that you've always dreamed about. Brad Sams continued by saying, last year the company teased Halo Infinite, and that title will be a launch game for the upcoming hardware. With a brand new game engine, the team behind the game is trying to make the story adapt to the decisions the users make, and the game may have more RPG elements than prior versions of the series. What else will the company be talking about? Game Pass will receive a few updates this year, and of course, expect the company to highlight new titles coming to the platform as well. Which brings us to rumor number 2, in which the YouTube channel Direct Feed Games speculates that Xbox will be bringing Xbox games to the Nintendo Switch, along with allowing current Game Pass subscribers to use their subscription on the Switch. Now, this rumor really isn't that hard to believe, as just last year at E3, the Vice President of Gaming at Microsoft, Phil Spencer, stated that our focus is on bringing console-quality games that you see on your TV or PC to any device. And we even predicted that on this channel, that Xbox games would be playable on any platform, like Sea of Thieves. I still, to this date, fully expect to see Sea of Thieves playable on the Nintendo Switch. Now, Game Pass games coming to the Switch would also rely very heavily on Project xCloud, which is Microsoft's video game streaming platform. which would allow gamers to play hardware-demanding games like Halo Infinite or Gears of War running on smartphone, tablets, or now possibly even the Nintendo Switch. But of course, nothing is confirmed because these are just rumors, and it is easy to get wrapped up in all the hype of possibility. And with Xbox Live coming to the Nintendo Switch, the idea of a Microsoft-Nintendo partnership blooming into something much larger like Xbox exclusive titles coming to the Switch is extremely probable. And finally for this week, we come to that noise, of course, signifies that we are running out of time and coming close to the end of the show. So in order to cover all the week's remaining news, I must initiate a segment that I like to call Every single week we have so much news to talk about and so little time to do it. So we take all of the week's remaining news, put 60 seconds on the clock, and try to cover it as fast as humanly possible without running out of breath, passing out, or dying. And honestly, if you haven't noticed yet, I'm extremely under the weather and not feeling good at all. So my percentage of succeeding is dropping drastically. So with that in mind, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Thunder noise! And go. Rainbow Six Siege features 2 brand new operators. The Fortnite World Cup Grand Prize pool was announced this week, which will be $30 million. You have any idea what I would do with $30 million? This show would change drastically if I had that much money. Speaking of Fortnite, the game now has hoverboards because why the heck not? Nintendo is looking into recovering Scalebound from its fallen ashes. Xbox has added 4 games to its backwards compatibility list in the form of Lost Planet 1, 2, and 3, along with Resident Evil Code Veronica. The Pokemon Go players can now change their gym affiliation, and I just want to put you on notice, if anyone changes from Team Valor, you are a traitor and I will disown you for life. Anakin is now playable in Star Wars Battlefront 2. PUBG Mobile has a brand new Zombies mode. Neverwinter announced a brand new update in the form of Undermountain, and PlayStation Spider-Man is now $39.99. That is it for Nerfed in 60 seconds, and that is it for this week's episode of the Nerf Report. If you like what you saw, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new here and haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel and please share it with your friends. As always, my name is Brian Chappelle. You are you, and this has been the Nerf Report. Thanks for watching.